Well, hello folks, and welcome to another video. So, so today, I guess I'll be shooting first with my cell phone camera. And what's weird is all this time I've been shooting it in FHD, which I guess which I think is 1080. It might be the 2.7K in 30. So today I paid attention, set it to FHD by 60, so it should be a lot clearer. You know, my movement shouldn't be as jerky. And I have the HDR on the phone set to auto. It doesn't have a setting where you can turn it on and leave it on. So basically what HDR is, of course, high dynamic range. It makes your video a lot, I guess, brighter, especially if you're shooting at nighttime and in a lowish light condition. And of course, here is the DJI Osmo Action. It is, I think this actually came out before GoPro Hero 9, because this one's got the updated firmware, so it has 4K by 60, which I've shot a shaving video and I guess a porch blog video in. But this also has a 4K by 30 where HDR is set to on. And yeah, I tried to test, and for like nighttime shooting or in dark condition shootings, or if you're going from like bright to dark, like say you're outside and you walk underneath a porch or something, HDR is what you want to have your camera set to, because it will actually adjust these to where you, when you're walking from and you've seen that situation where cameras don't have that turned on, where the guy's in the sunlight or in a bright area, he walks into a darkish area or into a room or under a porch, and then the camera like goes dark, like super dark. Then the lens adjusts. What HDR does, that it actually transitions that to where it just doesn't go pitch dark, to where it transitions it correctly. And I like it, so I'm going to try the 4K by 30 HDR setting. And of course, SDR is what your cameras and stuff are set to, the standard dynamic resolution, which I guess doesn't account for dark areas. So the camera, which is my Samsung camera, no, or my Samsung phone, like I said, it has auto feature for HDR, but it doesn't have a setting where I can turn it on and leave it on. So I'm waiting for, I guess later in the year, they're going to come out with the Osmo Action 2 or DJI. And I guess I looked into DJI, and I guess these guys are more known for drones. So those of you who have DJI drones, you'll probably nod your head going, yeah, man, I use the drone and I use their action cameras. So this has been out a couple of years already, and and of course the front camera is bigger than a GoPro Hero 9. Of course the back is I guess the same size. So basically I think these are around the same size as a GoPro Hero 9, but the front LED on this is bigger, and just like the GoPro Hero 9, this does get hot after about 20 minutes of filming. But on 4K by 60 and 4K by 30 is probably gonna be the same. It's about you get an hour's worth of filming. Just a note, like I said, these newer action cameras, because they got so much electronics crammed into them, and the batteries are bigger. Here's the battery underneath here. Oh yeah, that right there is the battery, and it takes up about a third of the camera. And so you don't have a 1/4 inch. Okay, right here is the battery release lever. So you think, hey, couldn't they stuck it here? So they might have been able to maybe move it to this side, because this here is a lock lever, so that I forgot what, I think it locks it locks something. I forget what it is. I downloaded the manual, of course. And so there's really no place to stick. So they all come with so if you want to use the 1/4 inch tripod mount, you have to use it with the frame. And I took the frame off. I don't like, because I like it I guess I'll call it naked. But what you can do is you can use these cell phone clamps. Here you go. I'll hold it up. See here. So if you're going to just be sitting down and doing a video blog, there you go. It holds it nice and tight. If I put my hand underneath, you know, be like, ha ha ha, whoops. But yeah, yeah, you gotta shake it pretty hard. I mean, it's not going to come loose. And yes, you can order the one, because the one I got on my tripod right now is the screw in kind. So you can get so if you want it a little bit tighter, to where you don't have to worry about this spring, you know, over time loosening up and loosening and losing its grip power, you can actually get the kind that you twist and screws in. Of course, the problem with those is if you tighten it too hard, you know, you're not going to break the camera. You can break the plastic, or you can cross thread the screw. That's the complaint that I've gotten from people who've ordered the I guess the screw type I guess clamp mount for cell phone, but it works for this too. So yeah, because this one's got, yeah, make sure you get one that has the side and the bottom, you know, 1/4 inch mount screw hose, and yeah, I mean it's on there tight. You know, if and of course if you're going to be doing selfies, walking around, you know, doing you know, a location blog, but if you're going to be jogging, sprinting, you know, I wouldn't recommend this. You probably would get away with it. You know, if you're going to be jumping, you know, doing gymnastics, I guess with the selfie stick in your hand, I would recommend this. You could probably get away with it, because look, I'm shaking it pretty hard, and you know, if you're running, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be shaking this, you know, left and right, up and down, and it's not budging at all. But it is an action camera, so if it does come loose, you know, fall on the pavement, you know, you might break the. They do sell, I guess, some sort of a film, kind of like for your cell phone screen, for this DJI. I'm not going to bother. Let's see here, because I think it would affect the touch screen. So you have to use I don't think you guys can control this with buttons. There's no up or down button like on other I guess action cameras. Let's see here. So you have to use the touch screen, and so that's how I'm using it when I do blogs, or if you see me walking around. I guess if I'm going to be jogging, I guess I'll throw the case on there, and yes, and the prongs on the case are your generic prongs. So if you have other you know, tripods or you know, other mounts will actually fit on there, because I have, you know, because you know, I've got, you know, I've got 2 or 3 other action cameras. Of course, I lost my Brave 4, and so I got a whole bunch of accessories that will actually fit, and at least for mounting purposes anyways. All right, so my drink, and I'll cut this and switch over to the Osmo Action. Like I said, when the Osmo Action 2 comes out, I'll probably grab it, or I may wait a little bit until they come up with the firmware to fix some glitches. All right, let's switch over. Hello, folks, and I guess welcome to another video. All right, so this one is, of course, the HDR for I guess 4K by 30, and yeah, I mean the field of view is like, you know, 170, which is the field of view of human eye. So I'm probably going to edit the video and crop it in a little bit, because I don't need it that wide. So, and of course for sit down blogging, you don't really need anything higher than 4K by 30. All right. See here. All right, so yeah, so here's the clamp I was talking about. It is a as you can see, twists. So you can get one of these, and of course it's a dual mount, because it has a main has your main clamp mount, and then there's another mount that you can put the clamp on, so you can turn, turn your clamp mount around. All right, so today I'll be smoking Gurkha. What is it? Yeah, it's a Gurkha Havana blend. Put it close to the camera. And it is a Maduro. It is a box press, and yes, it is a strong cigar. It has a nice, strong Maduro scent to it. Let's see, right? Let me get my lighter. And of course, it is box pressed by hand, so it's not like they roll like 10 or 20, throw it in the machine, press a button. They actually throw it in a machine, and a person like hand cranks it. There we go. I'll touch up a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, so these hand-rolled cigars are pretty much handmade all the way through, from the time you grow it, cure it, to the rolling and cutting table, to the press where they box press it. Nice smooth draw. No, I don't really taste the slight bitterness. Not a whole lot. And yes, and if you use a lot of people do use their cell phone to do blogging, whether it be for YouTube or BitChute or whoever. Yeah, but I do like the of course I'm using also one of those little circular clamp-on LED lights, just to give lights just to light it from underneath, so that there's not a shadow cast over my face from the light above. Yeah, because it is convenient. It's on your phone. But I have a feeling on the phones, most of it is probably software driven, to where on the camcorders or action camera is more hardware driven. And I do like this has a front facing screen. That way you can actually see. Again, if you got you're talking and some saliva or dribble comes out of your mouth, or a bug or something comes and lands on me, I can what the heck, swat it off. Yeah, I'll probably smoke this down. I'll probably pass the band here. This is a nice band, by the way. So like I say, it's got raised lettering, like a whole bunch of small writing towards the bottom there, which I don't know. It's in cursive. Of course, I can read cursive, but it's so darn small. I would have to stick the camera on there, and so hopefully this HDR setting is what I'll go with for these nighttime blogs. So if I'm in the daytime, I'll probably switch it back to like either 1080 by this camera. Actually, I think it has like 1080. It shoots 1080 by I think 120, which that's probably software driven, and it probably looks all grainy. I haven't tried it. Yeah, and as for the camcorder that I mentioned I ordered, sent that back. Of course, I got it from that company at the same name as that river down in South America. Yeah, for $100, it was too good to be true. And the only reason I bought it was for the external mic, and it's not the mic; it's the 3.5 jack that the mic goes in. There's this like static and humming. The microphone picks up sound, and the external microphone, the internal microphone actually works nice. No static, no hum. But with the external microphone, like I said, I sat there, I tried finagling all of the settings on the microphone. I even tried it's just basically an AUX 3.5 pin cable that connects the microphone to the camera. So I don't think, I don't think it was the camera, because I have a lavalier microphone, which is a 3.5 jack. I hooked that up, same thing, buzzing, staticky noise while you're speaking. And of course, the microphone on this DJI Osmo Action is really nice. I don't think it's as nice as the microphone on the Samsung cell phone, but it picks up my voice pretty good. I don't have to like really speak loud. It has a microphone, of course, on the top and on the sides. It doesn't have one in the front, which I think because there's an action camera, you're going to be walking, running, sticking on your bike. So sticking a microphone in the front is probably not the best place to put it. Or a bug, or a mosquito. So with that said, let's get on with the news. I returned that camera. Like I said, the reason I got it was for the external microphone. But I don't think it was the external microphone. It's probably the 3.5 jack slot that was on the camcorder. So I would love to get a Canon, but I don't have $1,000 to spend on a Canon camcorder. And besides that, I like the form factor on these action cameras. They're small. You can literally throw them in your pocket, and it doesn't even leave a if you're wearing a slack, or you're wearing jeans that's like loose fitting. If you got one of those skinny jeans, which I don't wear. Touch up my This is a nice cigar. It's of course, you can't go wrong with Gurkha. I call them the Toyota of cigars. I like all of the line, all of the ones that I smoke. I recommend these for new smokers because price-wise, and you really can't mess up, buying any Gurkhas. So I saw a clip of the VP Harris shaking hand with the PM of South Korea, and when she finished shaking the hand of the PM, she went and wiped her hand on her on her pants, and of course, the lefties aren't calling her out. It's like believe me, if he did it where he shook her hand and he's wiping his hand on his pants, they'd be calling him a racist, a bigot, a misogynist. Because one of the things that I'm thinking is that she probably does that a lot. So it's one of those things that where if you do it so many times, you do it unconsciously. And if you shake someone's hand, you go wipe it on your pants or on your shirt, or if you're a lady, your blouse. And if you don't want to shake hands, I don't know, do a bow. I don't know, the Westerners don't really bow. But that's definitely not a good look for her. It's not a good look for us, being that she represents the U.S. And why is a VP doing foreign dignitary things? That's what the president should be doing. Because that's my first thought. I said, okay, why isn't Joe Biden? Why is the VP doing this? No, this should be the president doing this, not the VP. VPs normally, they're in the background, they do things, but they normally don't do foreign dignitary stuff. That's a head of state. Yeah, the South Korean Prime Minister is the head of state. Okay, so now there's that. And of course, I don't know if I mentioned this because I'm thinking that because I tried shooting a vlog with a camcorder. It was just horrendous. Like I said, the video was I set it to 4K by 60. The video was all grainy, pixelated. So I guess it was a digital something with the software, and of course the camera was buzzing, static. Not the camera, the microphone. So I just deleted that video. It's like, I'm not going to bother editing this. I'm not going to bother trying to, edit the sound, get the buzz and the crackling out. Yeah, so it was Monday. This is a weekend video, of course. And so the Monday after the CDC pretty much did their mask lift. There was the shopping strip that we went to. Pretty much all of the big box stores had their mask required signs off their door. This includes Target, Walmart, Kohl's. You're talking even like the I guess Sears is out of business, I think, or they're about to. Yeah, but if you go to the mall, yeah, so we kind of like, hey, let's drive around and see if all the signs are off the doors. And pretty much, yeah, we went. There was Target, went to Walmart, went to Kohl's. I'm pretty sure it's the same though at the mall. Although malls these days are dying, mainly because of online shopping. And of course, the pandemic. I think the pandemic pretty much put if there's a mall near your house or your area that's darn bug that's kind of been teetering on extinction, and and then these guys and then the pandemic shows up. Yeah, they're pretty much done for. And good cigar, a good weekend smoke. This is a good after dinner. You better have something substantial in your belly, since it is a Maduro. You can see it's kind of a dry. It's not really oily. It's not painted. It is a Gurkha. I've bought some cheap Maduros before, and some of these knockoff, unscrupulous companies will paint their cigars. Call it a Maduro and charge you more money. No, this is not painted. This is the Maduros are double aged to triple age. That's why, of course, the longer you age tobacco leaf, the darker they get. That's why Maduros are dark. They're aged longer. And of course, you got leaves like Habanos, which are kind of a reddish, and you got Liego, which are not as dark as Maduros, and those are just as strong. I guess the leaves. It could be the type, because it is the type of leaf that's just stronger, and yeah, and you can get some brown wrapper, some cigars that are not Maduros, and they'll be just as strong. All right, one sec, I gotta go check on the dog. So pause the video and I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. So I had to go take care of the animals. Yeah, these are old hound dogs. I put my cigar down, so flick it. Yeah, the cigar's out. And it's nothing worse than puffing on ash, which is something cigar smokers don't have to worry about, because, well, not cigar, I mean a cigarette. There we go, and we're back in business. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with letting your cigar burn out. You gotta go answer the phone, answer the door, take care of the kids, take care of the dogs. And yeah, and one thing I forgot to mention is that this DJI, Osmo Action actually uses the same C-type USB charger as your Android. So if you use Android, you're in luck. I got about 10 C-type charger cables. But if you're on Apple, if you're on Apple 12, you're out of luck. You're gonna have to order some. Well, it comes with the charger cable, of course. But if you want extra, then they're not expensive. You can get 3 for like online, cheaper online, 3 for like $10. Or if you want to go to the store, then it's probably 1 for $10. It's just, of course, at the store it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. And you can get the braided kind, which I prefer. It's anti-twist, anti-tangle, or you can go with the plastic. Those are even cheaper. I think you can get like 3 of those for like $5. Yeah, so like I said, we went to all the big box stores, and they all had the and of course now employers are lifting their mask mandate for their employees, which by the way, they shouldn't be doing that in the first place. That's violating your employees' rights, health rights. By the way, you can't assume someone's infected with something, either for their protection or for protection of other employees. You can't ask your employees, hey, what kind of STD you got? Do you have HIV? You got AIDS? That includes Corona. You got the Wu flu. And of course, now you got some of these woke companies that are talking about they're going to require their employees to take the jab. And of course, lawyers are already coming out saying, hey, of course, those who do social media are already coming out talking about, hey man, the class action lawsuit coming up. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, or it may be this year. It could be 2 or 3 years down the road, 10 years down the road. But class action lawsuit is coming up, and they're going to go after everybody. Big company, small company, mom and pop. So if you're one of these woke companies that are talking about, hey, if you want to work for us, you gotta get the jab. Or if you work for us, if you want to continue working, you gotta get the jab. You're going to be in for a loss. Because for one, as two, you're violating the person's HIPAA right. You're violating the person's AMA rights. These are all federal laws that you're violating. Or give your employees options to work at home. It's like, no, can I work at home? Nope. It's either get the jab or you're fired or stuff. Well, okay, well, I guess you'll have to fire me. I'll be back with my lawyers. Or I'll be back with my name will be on that class action lawsuit coming up in about a year or two. But not much in the news. You got the mask lift. The big thing now is, of course, school's almost out, but then you still got summer school. The big thing right now is, of course, I guess Governor DeSantis in Florida. He added on to the mask lift mandate, which is local municipalities, local governments and authorities don't have the but they need to follow the state government's recommendation of the mask list. So any localities or a local government that's still mandating it, looking at you school boards. So basically, with that, what Governor DeSantis is saying, hey, school boards, you are considered a local government, and if you're still mandating your kids to wear a mask to go to school, you're violating state policy, and you guys will be fined $1,000 a day. And I'm like, hey, no, Abbott needs to follow that. And I've been saying that from the beginning. You know, if you're going to do the mask lift mandate, just go ahead and say, hey, local government, local localities, local governments. Now, I mean, I don't really agree with having to fine people for these things, because the fines coming out of property owners' tax. Yes, we pay for the school tax. Yeah, so the big one right now is, of course, mask in school. And yes, and here in Texas, depending on the school district that you go to, some you don't have to wear a mask, and some you are still wearing masks. So with that, because I'm in Texas, not in Florida, but with that, pretty much with that mandate that Governor DeSantis came up with, he's telling school boards, I'm going to fine you guys $1,000 a day if you keep this craziness up. But of course, the local businesses, there's a saying, they're a private business, they can do what they want. And of course, people joking about it. Okay, well, if I'm a private business, then I know I can exclude. I can exclude people by their race. If I'm a private business, I can exclude anyone that I want. That doesn't, I know it doesn't work like that. So if you can't do one thing, exclusion of some people, then then you can't exclude other people specifically because of medical condition, or because of a perceived medical condition. Which kind of reminds me of the, since we're talking about YouTube just came out with their new term of service, and I read through it. And one of it is that if you take photos or videos of people out in public, the new terms of service is that you must fuzz out the people's face. And I'm thinking, okay, these people are out in public. You're out in public, but I guess since it is in the terms of service that you automatically agree to by uploading your video and using YouTube as a video platform. See that. So they can come up with that stuff in their terms of service. So these, specifically the cake shops, that's the Colorado one, keep getting sued by these LGBT people, just pretty much bullying these Christian cake shop. What they should do is, for custom cakes, like wedding cakes and stuff, they should do what these big techs do. Make them sign a terms of service and agreement. Say, hey, we will bake you a gay wedding cake, a lesbian, tranny wedding cake, whatever you want, but sign this terms and service agreement, and in there put that, hey, we get to put in large text, a Bible verse on the cake, a Bible verse of our choice on the cake, and you cannot scrape it off. But yes, you can cut it, if you want, you can cut it when you're cutting the cake to give it to your guest, but you can't scrape off the Bible verse. And the Bible verse is in, I guess, big text size of our choosing, and if it interferes with your decoration of choice, that's up to us, and have them sign it. I'm thinking, okay, if that's what they, because that's what I would, speaking with the attorney, that's what I would say. Hey, can we do some sort of a term, service, and agreement? Because if they don't want to sign it, then hey, don't use don't use my service. Yes, and a cake shop is a private company, and they can do what they want, especially with their terms of services. Like, hey, you want us to bake you a custom cake, or you can take one of these cakes that we've already baked that's on display, these wedding cakes that we've already baked, these generic wedding cakes. But if you want a custom one, then you got to sign this term of service and agreement. But if you want to do that, then go somewhere else. And I don't know if there's any attorney out there, or maybe they did speak to the attorney about that. Say, hey, make these customers sign a term of service and agreement. If they don't like it, they can go to hell. That's probably where they're going. All right, well that's it. Don't have much left. I'm about halfway through the cigar. Enjoy your weekend. So enjoy your weekend. You know, stay healthy. Shouldn't be getting sick. The weather's getting warm now. And thanks for watching.